mentioned it a few times. How did you end up there?
I was hitchhiking around the Pacific Northwest, and I was on a little spiritual quest where I wanted to free myself of possessions. Got a backpack and put all my stuff in it and was hitchhiking around. Standing Rock felt like the culmination of the missions that I had been on. Nebraska State Patrol. None of these guys are from North Dakota, but these are the ones that are gonna arrest us. Can't think of a better person to get arrested with. It felt like something that I needed to be a part of. A moment in history that I wanted to be a part of.
4 adults trying to live in a teepee in North Dakota during the wintertime.
And I was in jail for 4 days. My group that I was with, we all faced a collective 6 years in prison. Terrorism charges, maintaining a public nuisance, conspiracy to endanger by fire. Partially, I went there because I was interested in Lakota ways. I think after that experience, I wanted to delve deeper into the Red Road, and that's what led me to Thunder Ranch.
Wana wachekiapo. Wana wachekiapo. Wana wachekiapo. Wana wachekiapo.
Like I just came from another planet.
When I first saw that tree, it was like my center of gravity shifted.
It's a birth, a death, a rebirth.
We were the people that were left from the Dakota Wars in 1862.
There's no words. I'm so grateful to the Spirit. Thank you, Creator.
I can get some more for you with the bar.
We got another one over there, boys.
Looking at our old crutches, these upright ones, we call them crutches. We're looking at the ones that need to be shored up and straightened and tightened up. And just going through and tamping those down, and then we're looking at other ones that need to be replaced. Yeah, replacing those. To do that, we got to take the stringers down and then, figure out how they all fit back into the puzzle. The purpose of this whole arbor, shade arbor, is like, for one, it's an altar. It's what we're putting our prayers onto. And then the shaded portion is for the supporters, the spectators, families, elders, people that are just coming to support the ceremony, to be in a fairly comfortable environment, as comfortable as it gets in this Texas heat.
It goes like this.
Well, it's like you're putting a thing on a knitting needle. I don't know. You don't knit.
Earlier we were just doing the boring part of putting up a teepee, is gathering that material, the material of the poles, the teepee, looking at the grounds, and it takes about 20-35 minutes to do that just alone. Then we're going to stretch out the canvas and measure the poles, because you're putting up a teepee every time. It's different because it's someone else's teepee at different poles, so it's always something that we have to measure. So we're just about to do that, and then we're going to be able to put that teepee up.
So we communicate with each other like that, right? Hey, I just did this, right? And that way when I go to her, she goes to me, I say, hey, I think we might need to get some lunch. She goes, oh, Lizzie already did it. And we've all been in ceremony before, many times. So this is for me to hear, this is for many of us to hear, that in the movement, in this process of what we're doing, we are creating beauty, joy, love in our lives and those that we care about. Let it keep going, right? Let it keep flowing. Imagine that you're full of a water hose, right? You know, water hose comes all in and out of you, and that energy is going to just keep coming to you. And in that flow, in comes things that we don't even expect, we don't even understand. But that beauty will happen. And it'll be really cool because we get to talk about it again next year or throughout the year and all of that. So, back to you.
Thank you. Yeah, so just like the simple process is when we're done with our meal, if everybody could just help clean up the table that you're sitting at, if you could Clorox wipe it, then that table's done.
We sacrifice so that others do not have to. So the sacrifices that we make by not eating, by not drinking, by piercing is for you, is for everyone that people are praying for. You know, we want to honor that too, you know, and you should have the freedom and the flexibility to...
Yeah, no, I think that sounds good. I just absolutely unclear on what my body's gonna do.
Yeah.
So, and look.
No, we're being filmed.
Now it's on film.
My name is Mario Cortez. Thunder Ranch is a community that was developed by Mary Elizabeth Thunder back in the 80s or so. The elders that she ran with back in the 70s all the way through the rest of her life, she carried a lot of those teachings into Thunder Ranch. She kind of acquired this pretty significant following of people that were interested in learning from her, and so she became a teacher. Thunder Ranch was a place of teaching, and it was a place of spiritual practice. She was very intentionally taught these ceremonies, and until their crossings, many of these elders would come to the ranch and teach us all.
And I'm really happy to be back here. It's been several years, and somehow I feel really joyful. I feel really happy. I feel like something is going to happen. Some of my feet want to dance. I want to suffer a little bit. But mostly, this is an old new world that we are in. It's an old new world. And this is where it begins.
Yeah, we use the colors so the spirits can see what we're doing. Sometimes they like it. Or sometimes we use the colors of the ones that used to pray with us. They're no longer here. I have nobody. And I love to do this. So the elders and the children may live. That's about it for me. But yeah, beautiful thing.
How you doing? How are you?
What do you see?
So let's be aware of ourselves, our energy, what we're doing. We're off the land. This is where, if we're to be taken out of the ceremony, this is where an easy place for it to happen. So let's just be aware of our interaction with people. We are vibrating at a very high vibration. People are going to be attracted to that. They may try to plug into us with conversations, with things like that. So let's be aware of that. Just to be safe, energetically aware.
We've got a dish crew, I think, between Sherry and Lisa and Letty, and I think Emma is here and available. Okay.
I'm Stephanie Fine-Roten, and a mother of 4. So my bigs, Jonah and Eva, and I moved back to Texas in 2012 to make life with Brian. Before we finalized our life, we knew we had to come make it through Sundance together. He had gone the year before. Brian knew that that was part of his home. So the next year came around, we were beginning to make life together. The children and I had just the month before moved down. He knew that he had to see how I fared around ceremony, because he was clear that that was, you know, where the rest of his life was going. As the dance went on, I was in love. I felt very at home, that it was a new extension of family, and called and touched a deep and far off place of my spirit.
Dad, why did you take down all that stuff?
Where's the good background?
Dad!
The shirt, here, Jordan, let me put it in front of you and then you can look like you have the shirt on.
My name is Brian Douglas Roten Jr.
The leggings go on this way. This is something that I made for riding the horse. It's kind of a dream that started when I was young, really young, and reading books about Native Americans and horses and going in teepees and powwows, and then stayed close to that dream, and now making my own buckskins and the clothing, the buckskins, and that is functionally to help with riding the horse. So it brings a certain medicine in, and you can see things that, and smell things and feel things that the humans can't. This clothing that was a normal way of life has become, now in this day and age, kind of a privilege. With wearing it, it's kind of like almost seen as mocking in some way. So I don't put on the regalia and just walk up to ceremony. It wasn't till 1978 that the sweat lodge and the Sundance were even legal. They for sure wouldn't show up in buckskins. That was like a kind of a no-no. They really wanted to not be seen or heard so that they weren't attacked.
We were the people that were left from the Dakota Wars, 1862. Where I live now is called Fort Thompson, named in honor of the captors who kept us there. So now if you think about it, I live in a prison camp. True story.
Did being in the arbor bring that out for you just now?
Brings out a lot of things. But yeah.
The teachers he had, his dad, his uncles, the elders. I do it like they told me to do what I do. I don't eat, I don't drink. This is not a halfway. There's no halfway here. Either you complete that complete journey. That completion is when you walk out that gate for that last time, that year. You say, oh, you know you did it. You don't say, oh, I forgot. You have all of this time to prepare.
Creator, Father, Grandfather, Grandmother, keep us from this disease, this sickness called civilization. My English name is Richard Grimes, and I'm known by Ochokan Wichasha, which is, like watch over the medicine, take care of the altar. That's just the name they gave me.
What is the Sundance?
It's a renewal, a rebirth, of life, to say thank you for everything that the Creator gives us. And we're asking the Creator to please bring it back for another year. And how the story goes is, Whoever bleeds the color red has a right to these ceremonies.
It's a delicate subject, for sure. I've heard it said that a younger generation seeing a white person praying like a Native American, the younger native said, oh, they're just wannabes. The native grandfather replying to his grandson, well, grandson, what would you rather them want to be?
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I never wanted to be in Texas. I heard too many things, and you know, my name is Fred Greycloud. I was raised Roman Catholic. Now that I'm stepping out of Catholic shadow, I come here, it completely changed me.
Chief Richard awarded me my first feather. Never been so honored in my life.
It took a trip to Texas to make me realize that I am an Indian.
History is clouded by a wealthy white perspective.
Some white people from Texas are teaching me my religion and in my language. Nothing more flattering than that.
The question to me is, where does culture and religion separate? When does the ethnic background matter?
We appreciate and honor the people that fought and died to make a way for us to pray and share this way of life.
This religion has everything to do with ethnic background. It's not like Christianity. It's something that was illegal for these people to practice up until 50 years ago.
People's triggers are their own emotional, spiritual healing process. The amount that someone is triggered, the intensity of someone's trigger is not equally correlated to how wrong the thing is.
I can only speak from my experience for those beautiful people that have shared their way of life so that others like me can live. Because I'd be dead without that lodge.
Yeah, so without Sundance and ceremony, I don't know that I'd be here at all.
We've chosen to practice a ceremonial way of life that has been taught to us, not that we have taken. You know, I'm not professing in any way to be Indian or to be Lakota. You know, I'm not identifying with that. I'm identifying with a way of life, a practice. The Red Road, as they call it. If suddenly a group of natives come to me and say, we want you to stop practicing this, I will. You know, because I want to honor them. I try to honor in the best way that I can the way of life that is their way of life. Even in all of that and with all of that, yes, someone can make the argument that I'm appropriating, for sure.